Hi, this is a little video clip I wanted to do for a long time. I just realized that it's been 3.5 years almost since I did a little comparison with 3 mics, my NU-100 prototype and the U-47 and then also the Elam 250. And I realized that I wanted to talk about what was my design goals, what was it I wanted to keep in the old microphones, in the vintage microphones, what was it I wanted to get rid of, possibly. So this is not about creating a clone anymore. This is not about creating another U-47, which has kind of been my goal before, but going one step further, one step beyond that. And it's about time, I think, because we have had wonderful microphones for 50, 60, and 70 years. And I think it's time for something new. So we can start with the 47. This is a microphone that's really easy to love. I'm talking a lot now, so you can actually make something out of my little voice samples, perhaps. What's easier to like about it is looks. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks gorgeous in any light, in any setting. I think it's a little large, of course, but that doesn't matter in a studio environment. The second thing I really like about it is the sound, of course. It's got this wonderful pre-shaped sound that gives you full support for your body for the low end. And it's got this wonderfully shaped high frequency region as well, which gives you a little very much needed clarity in the presence region. And it gives you this nice air on top as well. It does, however, roll off at 15K, so it doesn't have a ton of air actually. It starts rolling off at 15 kilohertz. But overall, it's especially for a male voice, it's a wonderful microphone, and you can't really go wrong with it. Perhaps this pre-shaping, which is it's happening in the capsule, the M7 capsule, but it's also happening in the grill, in this metal construction, which is actually 3 layers and bent into a nice shape. And this part also makes a difference for the sound. Okay, you see, I'm touching it very carefully because one of the things I definitely don't like about this microphone is that inside it has this VF14 tube, which is nowadays, I mean, if you can find one, it's 4 figures, and that's not sane anymore. So if I drop this microphone, or if I bump into it, and I do something that kills the tube, or if it runs old, I mean, if it just they don't last forever, then it's going to cost me a lot of money. Speaking of which, the whole microphone, if you can find one of these in nice condition, it's 5 figures. It's not 4 anymore. It's 5. Which is also absolutely insane. So that's one of the things I wanted to get rid of. The high price, the tube that needs to be replaced every once in a while, although in this case it can last for decades. And also maybe, I mean, of course, the price tag of the microphone itself, but it also has a power supply. It has a 105 volt power supply, which can be a nuisance sometime, but in a studio environment, it doesn't matter so much. But you have to remember the right cable and everything, so get it hooked up. But as far as the sound, there's not much not to like, except that if you plan to invest in a microphone like this and use it as your only mic, because of the strong sonic character or signature it has, you will end up having the same signature on every track, which could create a problem actually, because it's like pre-EQ'd, equalized into a shape, and if you put that on all the instruments, it might not fit all the voices or all the instruments you're recording, and definitely you don't want the same thing on every track, because you do want some separation. You want, as an example, it's a great lead vocal microphone, but maybe for the backing vocals, the backing singers, you want something that will put them slightly behind the lead singer, sonically speaking. Okay, so let's move on to the NU-100K. So in this case, I wanted to keep the same support. I wanted to keep a lot of clarity. I got rid of the tube. This is actually a phantom powered microphone, but it still has that warmth. It still has that silky top end, I think. And I also made a deliberate decision not to give it a very strong pre-EQ sound, so that you can, what you can do is you can record lots of different instruments with it, and it will sound, it will not exaggerate anything too much, and it will not shape it too much, so that you can do the shaping in the mixing stage or in the equalization stage. Of course, you can record with an equalizer, and that's very popular these days, to have a recording channel, and that works great with this microphone. As far as equalization, you can actually hit it very hard with EQ. It's almost like a ribbon microphone, and there's a reason for that. That's built into the design, and that's why we had to develop a new capsule from scratch, because this pre-equalization in the capsule is something. It's a resonance that you cannot get rid of. It's there. It's built in, and you cannot undo it with an equalizer. So it's better to have a good starting point. That's like a clean slate in this sense, that you can really shape the way you want to. So that's part of the idea. But I forget to mention something I like about this microphone, though. It has for an old tube microphone, it has a really nice dynamic range. So that's also something to keep, of course. That's a keeper. Okay, so as you can already hear, this is a much brighter microphone. This is actually has a very strong, high top end, which is a great thing in most cases, because it's a top end that's very bright and open, but it's silky. It's smooth. The only thing is that it might get a bit too much, actually, in some cases. So especially if you start working on it with an equalizer, it doesn't. It's like, it's nice as it is, but you have to be a little careful what you do with it. So, and if possible, this microphone is even more expensive than the 47, the U47. This is also 5 figures, but and in this case, it's a rare model. It's not an export model. So it has an AC701K tube from Telefunken, which is also something that's not made anymore. And for me, that's an issue, of course. If I can find one in good shape, unused, it will cost me at least 3 figures. So, as with all vintage microphones, they do need some TLC. Somebody asked me what TLC is. That's a little maintenance you need to make to give it every once in a while. Just a little care, tender loving care to keep it in shape, to keep it going, because sometimes these old microphones, they do develop extra noises. I mean, they are old. I mean, in case of the 47, the diaphragm is cracking up, and other things also with resistors, you can get into problems, or the tube socket and stuff like that. So you might have a little extra noise in the middle of a session. That's not nice. So you want to keep it running smoothly, then you need to take care of it. And if you can't do that yourself, you need to send it to microphone technician who knows what they're doing. And this is an expensive mic, so you don't want to send it necessarily in the normal mail. That complicates matters further. Anyway, but this is also, I think, a nice looking mic and a nice sounding mic. If the U47 is nice for male voices, this is for female voices. It really shines. And I think that's because of the top end. This one does extend up into 20K very nicely. Like I said, it can get a little overbright almost for some voices and some applications. But, needless to say, it's a classic and it's a loved mic, and for a good reason. So I'm moving back to my prototype here. And I think I wanted to keep some of that top end. I needed to make sure it extended the nice way. And especially if you want to apply the same kind of equalization curve, same kind of signature, sonic signature, you can do that. You can add that to this microphone's top end, and it will support that very nicely. And I did some videos where you can actually compare that, and that was an early prototype. So So basically, I put this microphone between the 47 and the 250, and that's for a reason. I think that I wanted to grab the best of both worlds, so to speak, and I think I succeeded. But it came at a price. I mean, I didn't. I was going to say I didn't sleep. I did sleep a lot, but I've been getting up at 5 a.m. in the mornings, 6 days a week to work on this, and it's been a part-time job until now. Now we're doing it full-time, so to keep up with all the orders, and that's happening, and I'm really grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for the special supporters. I mean, people who have believed in me and this project for a long time, and there are some special people that really helped me, in a huge way. One of them is my wife, of course, who not only works with me, but supports me in every way and believes in this crazy project to actually try to create what I would dare to call a new classic. But it looks like we've made it, and we're still alive, and we're a little older, a little more wrinkles in your face and a little more gray hair, but we're still here, and we are really happy with the result. Thank you for watching.